Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of AT Fins News. Today, we're going to be previewing the Miami Dolphins' upcoming matchup against the New York Giants this Sunday at Hard Rock Stadium. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it, shall we? So, the first thing I'm going to look at right now is the Miami Dolphins injury report. Um, the biggest injury in my eyes on the injury report is Phillip Lindsey. Just how he performed this Sunday or the previous Sunday against the Carolina Panthers. He was pretty good for only being in Miami in that building for a few days before the game. None of us thought he was gonna even play against Carolina, but I mean, look at his stats. He had 12 carries for 42 yards. He did a pretty good job, and as a Dolphin fan, I would like to see if he could actually overtake Myles Gaskins for the starting job as we get later in the season. But the only way for him to do that, obviously, guys, is if he goes out there and plays and makes plays for this team and winning plays. But he's injured right now. He didn't practice yesterday. He was practicing on a limited basis today. So we will see where it goes. But as a Dolphin fan and as fans that watch the show, I'm sure that we all hope he suits up on Sunday. Another injury that we have to look at is Brandon Jones, our starting safety. You know that he was out last week against the Panthers and we won comfortably, but we wanted to see Brandon Jones out there as much as possible just because he is a developing player still. He's really young and he's grown so much from year to year that you don't want to see him lose that momentum of progression because he had an injury that kept him out a few weeks. So he has been practicing, but on a limited basis. So hopefully that's pointing in the right direction for us, where he can suit up Sunday, so we can see him making those plays or blitzing off the edge like he does so well. And then if you turn it over to the Giants side, guys, I mean the biggest news for the Giants injury report is, I'm sure we all heard, Daniel Jones will not play this Sunday against the Dolphins, which is kind of a blow in my eyes, just because the Dolphins, I know we stopped Lamar Jackson and he's a mobile quarterback, but historically the Dolphins defense has had a tough time containing mobile quarterbacks. And as we see this team progress, I would have liked them to see them face another mobile quarterback on their schedule to see how they handle them, see if they can do the same things they did to Lamar Jackson. But unfortunately, we will not be able to see that due to injury. So their starting quarterback this Sunday is actually going to be Mike Glennon. Um, he's an okay. I mean, he's okay. He's a backup in this league, a career backup. He's had some good moments though. He does have a strong arm, I'll say, um, and we can't take him lightly, even though he is the backup. Our defense is going to have to play disciplined football in order to contain him and make him feel as uncomfortable as possible to help this team get the victory. So if we go into the takeaways of the game, the takeaways the Dolphins need to have to win this game, I believe it all starts with our offense. And I know we're a defensive style team. I get that, but I think it just starts with our offensive progression. If we can, last week against the Panthers was a pretty solid offensive game for all four quarters, like I pointed out in my previous video. But can we build on that? Can we score more points consistently throughout the four quarters? Can we hit on some big plays to lessen the burden on the offense having to go 15, 16 plays? Because I don't know if you guys know this, but the Giants defense philosophy is kind of similar to the Miami Dolphins philosophy. I'm sure you guys know that Brian Flores and Joe Judge, the coach for the Giants, they come from the same coaching tree in New England, and they have the same defensive philosophies. I mean, as far as the Giants go, they give up a lot of yards, so Tua is going to be able to eat in the middle of the field. But when you look at their red zone defense, they're ranked, I believe, eighth in the entire league in red zone defense. So they tighten up in the red zone. They bend but not break, as you say. And that's kind of what Brian Flores instilled when he first got here to Miami, that when he first got here, they were giving up a lot of yards, but once they got into the red zone, they're one of the top five rated red zone defenses in the league. And so that's why I say our teams are more similar than you think. They're a defensive mentality first team. They get after it. They try to make the quarterback as uncomfortable as possible in the red zone, especially. So in order for us to lessen that burden of the red zone defense, we got to see if Tua can hit some big plays so we don't have to go those 15 plays, drives, and get into the red zone and score. We can hit on a 50-yard passing play and take it to the house, and we don't have to worry about that Giants red zone defense. So the offense definitely needs to. We need to see just the consistency in order for us to win this game. Another thing that we needed to do as the Miami Dolphins to come out with our fifth straight win is going to be keep implementing that aggressive defense. I mean, ever since we brought it out, it's been working. Why try to fix something that's not broken? You know. So we need to come out with that zero blitz packages like we have been the last 4 weeks. We need to make Mike Glennon. He's not a mobile quarterback, so make his the pocket, not allowing him to step up to find bigger plays, collapse the pocket and make him as uncomfortable as possible. And if the Dolphins implement that zero defense the majority of the game, I just don't see how the Giants beat that with our defense playing at such a high level. I know that we're going to have to stop the Giants running game in order to beat them as well, just because they do, even though Saquon Barkley's been hurt pretty much his whole career, he is a dynamic running back. So just like what we did to Christian McCaffrey last week where we held him for 10 carries for 35 yards, we're going to have to contain Saquon Barkley just so he doesn't go off and he's the one that beats us. We can't let him beat us because he's the best thing that offense has. So we're going to have to contain him and make Mike Glennon beat us. And if we do that as a defense, we shouldn't have any problem coming out on top this Sunday. And as far as the team in general, I personally want to see another complete game, but a little improvement from last week. We had too many little mistakes last week throughout the game. I know it's kind of nitpicking because we won by 23, but just not the dumb holding penalty at the worst times, not a roughing the passer on 3rd and 10 to keep the drive alive. Just not these dumb mistakes sometimes we have during the game. Let's play a complete football game again like last week, but have all 3 phases working as a unit and playing complementary football. And there's not a lot of teams in this league that will beat the Dolphins, I'm telling you, y'all. So those are like the big takeaways that I have for the upcoming game against the New York Giants this Sunday. My prediction for this Sunday, I think the Dolphins will show up. They're riding a high on a 4-game winning streak, trying to make it 5 this Sunday, which is pretty impressive actually. So hopefully they can pull it out. I see it going as long as the Miami Dolphins come up with their game plan, their blueprint on how they've won the last 4 games and execute their game plan. I see the Dolphins beating the Giants 27-17. 17's giving the Giants a little too much credit in my eyes, but 27-17, a 10-point victory to get the Miami Dolphins to that 5-game winning streak. And believe it or not, if they pull that out, they go into their bye week at 6-7, only 1 game left to get to that 500 mark. And no one, including myself as a fan base, when they were 1-7, thought that this team had any hope to ever reach 500 football this season. And for them to be this close to making that a reality, you just got to give all the credit to the organization for not giving up on the coaches, the players still believing in the coaches even though they hit a rough patch. Seeing the at least the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinators improving as the season goes along. They weren't stuck in their own way and kept doing the same thing over and over again and trying to make it succeed, because that's the definition of insanity. I like how they have adjusted, and now you're reaping those benefits. I know it sucks that we had to start this 1-7 train, but at least they're almost dug themselves out of that hole, and that's amazing in itself. So let's get this win. Let's go to 5 in a row. Take that much-needed bye week, and then get ready for the home stretch, man, because it's going to get wild if they can keep on this winning streak for sure. I mean, now we got people talking about playoffs. It's still a long ways away. We're not there yet, but it is fun to see meaningful football in December, and that's what we're headed towards as long as we can get this win, because it is a must win this week. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Miami Dolphins game on Sunday. Make sure you hit the like button at the bottom. And at the top, make sure you hit the subscribe button so we can grow this channel organically, y'all. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have an amazing weekend. I love you guys. I'm out. Peace.